Tokyo, the largest city on our planet. It's almost impossible to truly understand how vast Tokyo is, with over 41 million people. Imagine taking the entire population of Canada and cramming them into a single city. There's 15 or 20 different Manhattans in Tokyo. It's time to understand how Tokyo became the world's biggest city. If you're standing in the center of Tokyo, let's say at the Shibuya Crossing, how long would it take you to walk from there to the lower density suburban areas where people live like this? And then finally out to the rural areas where it starts looking more like this? I went to Google Maps and looked around to find the closest large green areas to the center of Tokyo, the ones that didn't look like parks. I found them around here. That would be a 30-kilometer, 11-hour walk from the center. And even once you reach those areas, there's still a lot of city beyond them. It's still very dense. If you wanted to get to the mountains, that would be another 11-hour walk. How do people get around a city of this scale? More than half of the 41 million people in the Tokyo metro area use public transport every single day. To function as a city this large, you have to be able to move around without spending too much time sitting in traffic. And the traffic in Tokyo can be, well, biblical. Public transport within Greater Tokyo is dominated by the world's most extensive urban rail network. This is the rail network for LA, Rome, and Delhi. Now watch what happens when we overlay the Tokyo rail network. Shinjuku Station in central Tokyo is the world's busiest railway station, certified by Guinness World Records. The entire population of Berlin or Los Angeles moves through this station every day. With over 200 different entry and exit points, the station is overwhelmingly complicated. Even with the most efficient public transport system in the world, when you're dealing with that many people, no matter how many trains you run, some of them are going to get pretty crowded. Most big cities have a central downtown area where everyone goes and where everything converges. All the business, all the shopping, all the culture. But Tokyo is so large that many different areas feel like their own downtown. You can be in Shinjuku, it feels like downtown. Then hop on the metro, go 45 minutes in one direction, get out, and it still feels like downtown. Hop on the metro again, travel 45 minutes in another direction, and yes, you're still in downtown. Because there's no single real downtown, many districts of Tokyo specialize in a specific kind of culture or vibe. Akihabara is the anime town, a major hub for otaku culture, video games, anime, manga, and electronics. The streets of Akihabara are filled with everything related to anime culture, and you'll see cosplayers on the sidewalks all the time. Harajuku is the center of Japanese youth culture. You'll see people here wearing all kinds of alternative fashion. Asakusa is the temple district. It's filled with Buddhist temples, traditional craft shops, and cultural festivals. Ginza is the premium luxury center. It has a 12-story Uniqlo, high-end department stores, and people on the street wearing every luxury brand you can think of. In the mid-1970s, the UN began using the term megacity to describe urban areas with more than 10 million people. New York City became the world's first megacity in the 1930s, but Tokyo quickly surpassed it, and then surpassed it again and again and again. Tokyo pioneered many of the systems we now take for granted in cities of this scale. Just ask Jeremy Clarkson. The parking meters have infrared sensors, so if you come back and feed them every hour, they know you haven't moved your car. When traffic starts getting heavy, the information is fed to drivers through massive electronic boards located above every major route around the city. Traffic between Tokyo and Osaka, for the tens of millions of people living there, was getting out of hand. So they invented the bullet train to solve the problem, and it looks like a bullet. Super express that thrusts aside all existing ideas of train speed. They also built the world's largest sewer. What's fascinating about all this is that 400 years ago, Tokyo didn't exist. Or rather, it did exist. But it was just a fishing village, and it wasn't called Tokyo. It was called Edato. In 1603, Japan changed. The Warring States period ended with the victory of the Tokugawa shogunate, unifying all of Japan. The Tokugawa moved their de facto capital to Edato. As a result, all the political and economic power of Japan became concentrated in a single city. As the city grew, it attracted even more powerful people from across the country: samurais, merchants, and craftspeople. Edato was in the perfect location to grow during this period because it was a port city on Japan's largest flat piece of land. That meant plenty of food could be grown in the surrounding area and easily transported into the growing hungry population by canals and rivers. Edato became so large and significant that the next 200 years are known to this day as the Edato period. Some estimates even place it as the largest city in the world in the 1700s, with over 1 million people. In the mid-1800s, after 200 years of isolation, Japan opened up to foreign trade and Western ideas, causing rapid social and economic change. During this period, Edato's name was changed to Tokyo, meaning Eastern Capital. It began to industrialize rapidly, drawing even more rural people into the city to work in factories. The population grew by millions. Tokyo was becoming a city defined by change from a fishing village to a capital. Change in the form of several great fires that burned the entire city down multiple times, but in the end, Tokyo always rose from the ashes. Looking at Tokyo in the modern day, one of the most common things I see is people on social media talking about how cheap it is to live there. I would say the cost of living is still much, much cheaper than the United States in many ways. But the thing is, these TikTok posts usually list prices in US dollars. Americans especially are used to paying American prices for food and rent. So when they fly into Japan and see prices that are much lower in dollar terms, it's a shock. Meanwhile, Japanese salaries are generally much lower as well. Added to this is the whiplash in perception of what Japan is today versus what it was like 30 years ago. Look at how news reports from the 90s used to talk about it. A critical essay on the Japanese challenge to American business. If you're an American business in a high-tech industry competing with the Japanese, you are in the business of going out of business. Tonight on Frontline, losing the war with Japan. There was a time when Japanese salaries exceeded American ones. 1 out of every 3 cars sold in America is Japanese, and that, along with the recession, spells big trouble for US automakers. But over time, Japan stagnated, and America well surpassed it in just a few decades. I mean, the Cold War is over, and Japan won.